All right, guys, let's talk about weekly habits. Welcome to a new episode from Touring is My Business. Here it's Bibi Plaza from the metal band Cryzix. It's very early in the morning. It's now 6:45. The sun is rising. It's beautiful, the sky. And I just was thinking, okay, let's talk about this topic because with the people I work teaching them music industry, some of them are struggling with these things, and I thought like let's also make a video out of this because I'm pretty sure if these guys are struggling with this, many of you also you are probably struggling this. So I would like to revolve in today's episode, in weekly habits and some tips and things that will make you be more efficient and optimize your work. Because don't forget that even if you are just working with passion and as a hobby for a band, when you have to release an album, when you have to put out something in the world in terms of business, it's a business. It's like if you're opening a bakery, so there is some certain things that has to be done, some certain things have timings and they have to be accomplished. And if you don't put yourself a little bit in the mood of releasing all this, you will feel overwhelmed probably. You will feel like very stressed. And I remember this happened to me, especially personally talking about my own case. This happened when we released the first album, The Menace. It was the first professional album that we had to put out there in the world. And if I compared with now, I don't think that the amount of work required was not that much. But just because it was the first time we did it and we were not used to it, this is why it was very stressful for me. I remember it was the first time I had to learn everything from the beginning. Everything had to be on times, with the specific times, in touch with the label, the management, and yes. And because of the lack of organization, self-organization within the band, and everything made all processes harder. I want you to be really clear on that the less organized you are internally as a band and yourself, the harder it will be for you to do just simple things as just release an album. And the more complex the release it will be, the more inner organization it will require from you. So that's why I think this episode is important for all of you that you're starting to do these projects. And you want to do them as successful as possible and especially enjoy them as much as you can, and don't like have this, because I talk with many musicians that they have this inner idea or inner memory of releasing an album and like fucking pain in the ass, right? Like, I was so stressed. I had to deal with all the work myself. I didn't know how to delegate the work and share the work with the load of work with all my bandmates, and then you end up with this frustrating and stressful feeling that it's not cool in the end, because it's your baby. You have to deliver this baby to the world, and it would be cool that it's a more pleasant process. Even that it's gonna be, you are gonna go, you will have to go work hard and do all that requires, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. But yeah, so let's talk about how we can organize and how we can optimize and organize better. All right. And for example, one of the first things that you can, and this also can be applied even if you have a business and or another project, if that depends on you and you have to put it out, this will be helpful for you. Okay. But this is very simple thing, but that most of people falls into this trap is to check the phone just when you wake up. Just when you wake up, and the first thing that you do is check social media and check the inbox and check everything. And it's like a very stressful input for your brain when you just wake up and you're in this you're in this still subconscious mind is still too open because you come from dreaming, and the first thing you put in your brain so fresh, it's this stressful input of emails pending to be answered, and maybe checking social media where you feel your brain full of shit from the content you have there. And this is not the best way to start, okay? when you want to start the day, you want to start it, your brain is fresh. And what I always recommend, do some exercise, go out there, breathe from some fresh air, and get energized by that, okay? I personally also go to the gym. You can do whatever you want. I don't think there is a correct formula, but it's true that if you just wake up and you do something like activates your body, okay, this is very good because then after that, your brain is going to work way faster and way better, I tell you. I've been doing this for years. And one of the things that I delay a lot is checking the phone, because I want that my brain stays fresh. But this is like very simple tip, okay? But one of the key things that I really think that it's important for you to organize well. And I think not many bands or not many people that is organizing bands is doing it. And by the way, in every band, don't expect others to organize the band for you, okay? You always have to take a little bit this role or this leading role of, okay, let's organize. And I'm not saying you have to be the leader of the band. You have to lead what is the inner tasks of the band. And if you expect all the time that somebody's going to do it for you and the rest of your bandmates are in the same dynamic of expecting somebody to organize it for someone for them, guess what's going to happen? That it's going to be a complete mess where no one's doing anything and everyone is expecting things to be done, You really want to avoid that. So one of the first things that I really had to do is work with weekly planners, because during the process of a release of an album, you have so little tiny things that you have to do. Send this message to this guy, then talk with the artwork guy and tell this, then do this interview with this day of the week. And then I also this week I have this meeting with this distributor, or I have a meeting with whatever for a show. So there is so many chapters and things and departments that the band has to work, especially in a release of an album, that if you just let this for, I will, if you live your week like, okay, let's start the week and I will remember as the days are happening, I will remember all these things and I will be doing the things. Guess what's going to happen? You rely on your memory to accomplish and do these works. So your brain will be extra stressed. It will be spending a lot of energy to retain all these things. And then this will leave you with a very stressful feeling in your brain. So what I suggest you to do instead, free your brain from all this pressure of having to remember all the things you have to do during the week, because you will forget it. For sure, you will forget most of them, and start using a planificator where you write down all the things. This is one of that I download from internet, that it's every day, and then I put, well, you will not understand anything, but I will put all the things that has to be done, all the tasks, every week, just so you know. I start every Sunday, okay, with an empty planificator, weekly planificator like this. And what I do is very simple. I just do this exercise every Sunday. You can do it with a glass of wine or your favorite drink, like a ritual, or your favorite cup of coffee. Like enjoying the process of, okay, let's imagine how can we make a really cool week next week. So let's plan this, okay? And first of all, you plan all the important meetings and tasks you have to do, and then you try to put them and in every day of the week that you think you have to do it, or you distribute. So the thing is that the conclusion is that with one view of this, you have a map of the next week, and you know exactly that the Tuesday you have this meeting, on Friday you have this, and on Wednesday you have to do an inner meeting with the band because you want to talk about this, okay? And also put the most important goals that you want to achieve, okay? And all the things that you want to, all the tasks that you want to achieve during that week. And this will help you massively to free the space of your brain and just rely on this. Check as the weeks pass by, you check every day this, you check every day what you did, what you is lacking to do, what is pending to do, and you write down everything and cross all the things that you already done. And this will give you a very good picture of how is the week going, what is pending to be done, and what is done, And yes, this is, I mean, maybe you are seeing this video or listening this podcast in Spotify, and you're saying like, yeah, this is this have no sense. It's nonsense. But I tell you, in the moment that you have to deal with 10 different things from 10 different departments, with 10 different people, you really need to start doing that, because otherwise you end up stressed as hell, as many of the people who is working with me in Touring is My Business in the when we are weekly meeting and we learn about the music industry and things more in depth, So do this. I mean, I could not really. You today put me out this. I don't have this, and I am not the person anymore that is able to accomplish things. So this is how important is for me that for years I've been doing that, and it's my ritual every Sunday for sure to do it. Because then you know what happens, that when you have the next week planned and you know exactly what you're gonna do the next day. You know what happens, that you wake up, and this is very important, you wake up from bed and you know exactly what you have to do, versus you wake up randomly one day with no planification and you just start to get these flooding stress thoughts of, fuck, I have to do so many things, but I don't know where to start, and I don't know what to do, and I am super stressed, and you know what, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna take my day off. And guess what happens? That you feel more and more guilty, and the mountain of work is more and it's bigger, So I really, because I come from this, I'm not speaking, I speak with experience, and I come from that for sure. So to me, it was a game changer when the night before, and this I do it every day. The night before, I replan again the next day. I checked all the things that have to be done for the next day. For example, today is Saturday. So what I did yesterday, Friday night, during the night, I checked all the things I did on Friday, and then in the night before I went to bed, I really carefully planned what I wanted to do this Saturday, all the specific things that are remaining to be done and that I would like to do. And then today, when I wake up from bed, when you start, you wake up, and you wake up like confused because you come from dreaming, but all of a sudden this thought of, okay, I planned the day before and I know that I have to do this in the morning, then this in the afternoon, and so it's like great. And this gives you much more power to wake up from bed with more energy and more focus, which is very important, okay? So I would say that this is one of the, we could say that there's a lot of things that you can do to optimize and be better in your organization of your band, but this one, it's very key. It's very key for any business, any project. As I said before, this is not only for bands, but really start using this, okay? And if you want to plan like a very successful album release and everything, you have to do this, because this is how you will start putting all the things that you have to be done in the band, okay? And if you're leading this, if you're taking this leading role as a band in the band for the release of an album, also don't put only your own work, put all the work that has to be done for the band, okay? And then I suggest you that then you do this weekly meeting where you delegate, you share the load of things that have to be done with your band. Because this is also another problem with musicians that are not skilled in sharing work and doing a proper communication, because they think that if they give this work to another member, they are giving them a trouble, and they wanna avoid conflict or get in trouble to another person, so they prefer to do it themselves and not putting anything, don't cause any conflict to anybody, because sometimes we have this feeling, and what happens, that you more and more eat more shit, eat more work, and this is a very problem, because in the moment that you are flooded in so much things, guess what? That you are drowned. And when you're drowned, you're not a productive person, you're not an energetic person, you're not a creative person, you are not a cool guy to be hanging with. So your bandmates will notice that also, and they will say, okay, what the fuck is happening to you? You come here in a bad mood, blah, 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 blah. All this will affect you. So the sooner you start to do this weekly plan with all the things during the week that they have to be done, and then you do these weekly meetings with your band where you share part of this work to them, so they help you out with this. This is so crucial. And the communication is so important. And if you are all in the same boat, in the same band, towards the same goal, everyone should be open to help you. And probably they will be more than happy to help you, okay? So avoid this trauma of you doing all the work because you don't rely on no one and you don't want to create any conflict, or you don't trust no one. Avoid this, because this will kill you. I talk with experience, okay? So yes, I will leave it from here. I will leave it here with because I think with this, just these little things that I told, I think there's a lot of things to apply, and I don't want to fill this video with so much information that then you don't end up doing nothing. I would tell you that if you just start planning your weekly, if you start using the weekly planner, planning your day every day and night, and then also you avoid as much as you can social media and phone and checking your inbox in the morning, first thing in the morning, you avoid at all costs. You avoid to check the inbox and everything and fill your brain so fresh with all these things. If you do this is a massive, big change. Believe me. Well, believe me, because this will give you more energy, more power, more focus, okay? And yeah, I would like to know, okay, if you're a serious person, if you're a serious musician, you will take these advices and you will start applying them today and tomorrow. So if you're that kind of guy, send me a comment or send me a DM on my Instagram. You have the link in the description. And send me your thoughts about how was good or not good for you, all these practices. I am really curious, and if I'm helping, also I would like to know. So it's cool for me to know all this feedback, okay? And also I encourage you that if you come to my Instagram, you will see a broadcast channel called Touring is My Business, where I share this content and more about how to manage a band, how to handle the music business part of being in a band and doing it in a more happy way and more connected way. So join in this broadcast channel. You also have the link in the description of my Instagram. And in case you're an old school guy that you don't have Instagram, you have also an email where I share some weekly information about this, okay? So thank you for joining me in another episode. It's very fun. I love to share these things because they really helped me during all these years, especially with Cryzix, and also now that I'm with Extreme Metal Picking and so many projects. I've been a guy that has been working in many projects at the same time. So for me, they were crucial to have these optimization tools, and learn them and master them in my life. They have been crucial. So I also encourage you to do the same in case that you want to take these projects to the next level. So join me in these channels. We are more in touch and you get more information like this from me, and I would love to share it with you also. So thank you for checking with me another episode. I'll see you in the next one.